Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm going to talk a little bit quieter. The kids are all still sleeping, and I want to let them sleep as much as possible. So good morning. Happy Saturday. I know that this day, in general, is really hard for people. So I just want to know, I just want everybody to know that is not lost on me. And I can't imagine the pain that so many people went through on this day. So just know that we are praying for you as a whole as well, and praying for your hearts. I woke up this morning. I'm not normally an early riser. Since I work for myself, I'm like, you know what? Screw that. 5 a.m. can be on somebody else's radar, not on mine. But for some reason, and I don't know if it's because Ricky's not next to me in bed, or because Noah's next to me with his, foot upside my face or whatever. The dog's whining, it's fine. But I've been waking up earlier and earlier, and I woke up this morning, I want to say it was like 5 or 5:30. I woke up this morning and I had this like uneasiness, or almost like a fear. I woke up with a fear, and but it was like, nope, not today. So, I got in the shower and I just prayed. Tell me where you guys pray the most. Like, I don't know if it's a mom thing, because in the shower is probably the safest place for me, because most of the kids leave me alone when I'm in the shower. Although Noah, if he's awake when I'm showering, most of the time will be naked and in with the shower with me. Crazy kid. But anyway, the shower's where I do my most intimate praying. Don't be weird, but that's where God and I have my most intimate talks with him. Because the shower's going, yeah, I can cry as loud as I want most of the time and nobody's gonna hear it. And when you get out of the shower and it's hot, right? So your face is already all red and blotchy, so nobody knows the difference. It's the safest place for me to, anyway, you get the idea. So I showered, had a good cry talk with Jesus. It's okay. I got dressed, I come downstairs, I open my devotion. Here's my devotion. For a lot of you guys, I know it's backwards. A lot of you guys are messaging me, asking me what devotion I read. So this one is Be Still and Know. It's my favorite devotion. I'm so vain. I picked it up because it was pretty and pink. And it literally is the one thing that it just comes with me everywhere. Anyway, so I opened it up, and I told you I woke up with this fear, right? I woke up with this uncertainty, or this gross feeling. And I open my devotion for today and look at what the word is. I get it. The idea is not lost on me that today is just a fearful day in general. But to know that I woke up with that feeling, and then I read this and I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to read it with you guys just so you guys are on the same page with me. And then I'll actually read Ricky's, devotion for today too. I haven't read his yet, but I read mine. Anyway, so mine is fear. Fear and intimidation is a trap that holds you back. But when you place your confidence in the Lord, you will be seated in the high place. Proverbs 29:25. If you live in America, it is impossible not to look at today's date and remember, whether from experience or from hearing about it over the years. One of the darkest days in our history. Thousands of lives were lost in a well-planned terrorist attack, and in many ways, things were never again the same. Air travel, for example, continues to evoke a spirit of fear in many hearts that was previously unimagined. Think about today and where we are right now, the fear behind the C word, right? The fear behind the vaccine, the fear behind people getting sick, the fear behind the ventilator, the fear behind, there's so much fear. But the fear doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't do me any good if I wake up fearful and I spend my day in fear. It's not doing anybody any good. It's not doing me any good. It's not doing my kids any good. It's not doing my husband any good. So in the New Living Translation alone, the word fear appears 601 times. 601 times. I don't know about you, but a word that's used 601 times, that's a lot. Primarily, it is there to remind us to fear God. In doing so, we will abate all other fears. The fear God desires from us is not one of mistrust, but one of respect and awe. If we believe completely in his sovereign power, if we give him all of our reverence, I can't say that word, how can we fear anything else? That's a really good question. And there isn't an answer, right? Like, we can't. So if God is for us, there is truly nothing to fear. Hallelujah. Lord, I lay my fear at your feet today, and I place my trust in you. I know that no matter what my circumstances may be, my safety in you is secure. And that prayer at the bottom meant everything to me this morning. Like, I woke up with that fear, and I laid it at his feet, and it was almost an instant calm. So that was my devotion for today. I'll post it in my stories so you guys have it as well. And then this one is Ricky's, actually. So this one says fear of the unknown. It's Hebrews 11, verse 8 through 12. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. Has God ever asked you to do something that seemed unreasonable? I'm going to say yes. Something that took you into the territory of the unknown. What if he asked you to refuse a long-awaited promotion or resist a longed-for relationship? What if he called you to a remote place of the world or asked you to release your children to him, to serve him in a faraway place? The unknown is full of haunting what-ifs, yet God often calls us to chart unknown territory as we follow him. I haven't read this yet, so if I start crying, I apologize now. Obeying his commands to forgive, to give away our treasures, or to give up things that provide security and pleasure often leave us in the scary territory of unknown outcomes. Imagine how Abraham felt when God asked him to move his whole family without telling him where they were going. Genesis 12, verse 1 through 3. Every new day is like entering uncharted territory. The fear of the unknown could cripple our capacity to follow God's leading through the days ahead. Yet, like Abraham, when we cling to the one who knows all things, we're in good hands, regardless of where he leads. Okay. Okay. Whew. That one was a good one. I'll post that one in my stories as well. Man. That last line gets ya. Yet like Abraham, when we cling to the one who knows all things, we're in good hands regardless of where he leads. All right. So, holy smokes. All right. So, update on Ricky. We have, so many things to, be grateful for today. And so many praise reports. Like, I mean, like, they might be, if you're watching this and you're like, what the heck, that's not praise. These are huge milestones, you guys. These are huge, things. So, first of all, his vent setting, his oxygen, the amount of oxygen that they're putting through his vent, was at 80% when he first started on this thing. They got it down to 60 yesterday. Today it's down to 50. So huge praise for that. His PEEP number, I'm not even going to go into that, but his PEEP score, we want it to be low. It's been 18 since he started pretty much, and it's at 16 today. So again, another praise report. He is still doing the dialysis. He's still on the heparin drip to thin out his blood. They were worried about his legs and his feet yesterday because, they were very cold and a bluish purple color. I explained to them he has not ever really had great circulation in his feet and his legs. His feet are always like little ice cubes. But when they said they couldn't get a pulse in his foot, that again, that fear crept up and it scared the bejesus out of me, thinking what is going to happen with that. But today, they can get a Doppler pulse on both legs. His legs, the temp, they're starting to warm up, which is great. The one on his right leg is still, a little chilly, and, his foot, is still purplish color. But like I said, that's a fairly normal thing for him. So, I'm okay with that. His temp is good. They were worried that his temp was spiking, but that's been pretty level, the last like day and a half. His blood pressure, which has been the one thing that they've really been struggling to keep, at a good level, it's been really, really low. They do still have him on 3 different blood pressure medications and pretty high levels of that. And so when I talked to Jacob, his nurse, last night, Jacob said he's trying to wean him down a little at a time, baby steps of course, but a little at a time, because they think that that will help his legs as well. So Skylar, his nurse today, said that she's still trying to bring those down. They have come down a little bit and he's maintaining, which is good. And his blood pressure is 114/67. So, like, just praise report, like all across the board, everything is a little bit better. I mean, it's not like leaps and bounds better, but I will take hopscotch skips at this point. So he's still on the ventilator. He's still sedated. His body's resting. But he's fighting. That's what I need him to do, is I need him to keep fighting. And so today, fear is not a word that we're going to use in this house. So we are not fearful today. We are grateful today. So I know that so many of you guys are praying and continuously praying without hesitation. And so if I can just ask you to keep doing that, keep doing what you're doing. God's literally getting an earful, like both ears. He's probably getting really sick of us at this point. Like, I have a plan, leave me alone. But, I don't care. He's still going to get an earful. So, So if you guys can keep praying, he's still in the weeds. I have to keep telling myself that. He's still in the weeds, but he's making a path. So thank you all so much. Like literally from the bottom of my feet to the tops of every single hair on my head. You guys have I almost did it, guys. I almost did it. I want you to know how much you guys have done for me. Because this was a really scary place for me and a really lonely place for me. And I know I have to be strong for our kids. And I know I have to be strong for my husband. But it's really hard to be that strong for this long. And I know I'm not, and I apologize, I'm not commenting back to everybody's comments, and I'm not commenting back to everybody's messages, but just know I'm reading them, and I'm seeing them, and I'm feeling them. And it means a lot to me that you guys all love him so much. And that you're praying for him so hard. So, I just want to be clear. I read every single message. I read every single comment. So, thank you so much. And, I'll update you guys. They do shift change at 7 a.m. here every 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. So I try to call around 8 a.m. and then update you as I hear. So just know if I haven't done an update, it's just because I haven't talked to the hospital. So I'm gonna say no news is good news. That's just the basis that I'm setting my day on. So anyway, just know I update you guys as soon as I talk to the doctors, because I know you guys, I want you to be praying as specific as possible. So I'm going to give you everything that I have as soon as I do. So anyways, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you so much, more than you even know. And I'm going to go breathe and relax. And take it 1 second at a time. All right, you guys, see you later. Happy Saturday.